Hey friends, over the past couple of years that I've been making films, I've used quite a few different types of microphones, but there are three which are always in my bag. So today I want to share with you what those microphones are and also do some sound tests. So let's do this. So the first microphone I want to talk to you about is my Rode VideoMic Pro. This is my go-to microphone. It's my main microphone. I use it for nearly everything. I'm using it right now. This is a shotgun condenser microphone and can be mounted right on your camera, making it great for run and gun options. But you can also mount it on a stand or a boom, making it perfect for talking heads or interviews. I use this mic whenever I possibly can. It's also the most expensive of the mics I own, but it has come down in price a lot since its bigger brother came out, which is called the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. You can grab one of these microphones for £140, which is about $220 as of Amazon checking today. It's a high quality microphone with some great features, including plus 20 dB level boost, which allows for a cleaner signal and less noise when used with a DSLR. It's also got minus 10 decibel level reduction, which is great for shooting in really noisy locations. It's got a high pass filter, great for cutting out low level background noise such as air conditioners and fridges. It also comes with a Rycote shock mount, which reduces vibration noise when used on a stand or on your camera. The next microphone I want to talk to you about is the BOYA by-M1 Lav mic system. This is a super cheap omnidirectional lav mic for £15 or around $20, and whilst it is by no means perfect, it is coming so handy on many projects. Its features include full 360-degree pickup pattern. It's suitable for use with most devices, including smartphones, action cameras, and DSLRs due to its clever little button switch, which allows you to switch between devices. It has a very long 6-meter cable. It comes with a lapel clip and also a dead cat for outdoor use. I use this mic if I don't have the time or space to set up the Rode VideoMic Pro, or if I'm using a wide shot, which means I can't get the mic close enough to my subject. The final mic in the lineup is the Zoom H1 Handy recorder. This is dual purpose, it's a stereo microphone, but also a really great audio recorder. This is a budget audio recorder at around £95 or $90. This is a great little stereo microphone, but also a recorder, which can be used in combination with either of my other microphones. This is such a versatile little device and I love having it in my bag. It's very small and portable. It's got much better preamps than my DSLR, so it produces better quality sound. Combined with the lav mic, it allows the user to be totally free from the camera, free to move around, and it can also be used as a handheld mic, which is great for quick interviews when there's just no time for setting mics up. Another great thing about the Zoom H1 is that it allows you to monitor your audio, which is a massive thing for me. My Canon DSLR does not have any audio monitoring, so the only way I can check if my levels are right is by doing a test sequence and then playing that back. And I haven't even got a headphone jack on the DSLR, so I have to take the memory card out and put it on to my laptop, put my headphones in to listen to it, which the reality is you just don't do that. You just kind of set your levels and you pray that it's right. So having the Zoom H1 Handy recorder means that I can literally put my headphones on, monitor the audio, make sure that my levels are perfect before I even start, and it just gives you so much more confidence when you're recording to know that you've actually nailed the levels for the shot. The Zoom H1 also serves as a stereo microphone, and this is the only stereo microphone that I've actually got out of the three that I'm talking to you about. And the reason this is great is if you're doing an interview with two people, something like the Rode VideoMic Pro is so directional that it's difficult to get that covering two people without starting to lose the quality of sound because the distance you'd have to be to do that. With the Zoom H1, you can set this up overhead of two people speaking, and because of its stereo nature and its omnidirectional pickup sound, it means you can get decent voice recordings for two people as long as they're sat relatively close together. The stereo also comes in really handy for recording sound effects or ambient sounds in more of a documentary style setup. So those are my three must-have audio devices, microphones for recording, and I've found that as long as they're in my bag, I can record high-quality audio in nearly any situation that I've come across. So now let's do some sound tests. so that you can hear the different sound produced from the different devices, and I'm also going to do a few combinations of the devices to show you how I use them in different situations and for different use cases. So this is a sound test for the Rode VideoMic Pro mounted on the Canon DSLR's hot shoe. It's about 3 foot away from me and being recorded directly by the Canon DSLR. Because the microphone is a little bit further away from me, you'll probably be able to see a difference once we start bringing it a little bit closer to my mouth. If I was in a vlogging setup and holding the camera and it was a little bit closer to me, then actually this is, you know, still quite a good setup to have, but for really high quality audio, you really want to get that mic a bit closer than it is right now. This is a sound test for the Rode VideoMic Pro being recorded through the Canon DSLR with the plus 20 dB in place. So this is a pretty good setup. I'm using an extension lead to take it from just out of shot here above my head to the camera that's about 3 foot away from me. However, I've got no way of monitoring my audio whilst I'm recording in this situation. So this is pretty good. I used this for quite a while, but yeah, not perfect because I can't monitor the audio, and the preamps on the Canon camera are not amazing. So what you're listening to now is the Rode VideoMic Pro with the plus 20 decibels turned on, being recorded through the Zoom H1, which I've got just here. The Rode VideoMic is mounted just above my head, just out of shot, nice and close to my mouth, and the camera is not handling any of the audio. It's all synced up in post-production. This is kind of my go-to audio setup. This is my preferred option. It means that I can monitor the audio. I've got my headphones just here, so at any point I can just monitor what I'm recording, make sure that I've got the levels right. What you're listening to now is the sound from the Zoom H1 handy recorder. It is mounted just up on a mic stand, just out of view, and obviously whilst I wouldn't normally use this setup in this particular scenario with just me talking to the camera, if I had someone else next to me and we were having a conversation, then having this in between us would give me really good coverage of that conversation. So this is the Zoom H1 being used as a handheld microphone, which is great for just grabbing a quick interview when you haven't got time to set something else up. And if you want somebody else to be talking as well, then you can, you know, get someone else to talk like that. It could even be that if you're in this situation, perhaps I would be wearing a lav mic for my audio and just be using this for the person who I'm interviewing to save trying to set anything up. Now, you do get quite bad wind noise from this. So I do want to get a windshield to go on top of this, and I think that actually works incredibly effectively well. So with that windshield, if you can hear any sort of noise popping and hissing now, then that would be much reduced with that extra windshield. What you're listening to now is the sound from the BOYA by-M1 Lav mic. I'm wearing it just around my neck and it is attached to the Canon. The Canon's recording the audio and I'm attached through 6 meters of cable. So not ideal, kind of gets rid of the point of having a lav mic so that I can move freely around, but can be handy in situations just to get a quick source of better audio from your subject. So yeah, that's what I use that for. So what you're listening to now is the BOYA by-M1 Lav microphone plugged in to the Zoom H1 handy recorder. And what this means now is I'm completely detached from the camera, so I can get up and I can walk around and you know, it's really great, super handy, and that gives me quite a mobile solution to when I'm shooting. So that's this one, yeah, the BOYA by-M1 connected to the Zoom H1. So they are the mics that I'm currently using. I hope you found that helpful. I would love to hear what microphones you are using for video and filmmaking, and if you think there's anything that I could be doing better with my current setup, please drop me a comment down below and let's have a conversation. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to hear more about photography and filmmaking from me, and other than that, I will see you next time.